has decided to pay its employees' telephone bills. Okay, so the employees' telephone bills are paid by the manager. This process was easy because all of them get their communication service from the same telecommunication company. Okay. The company doesn't charge for the first 100 units except the rental of 320 rupees, and it charges 2.75 for each unit for the next 50 units. Okay. Every additional unit which exceeds this limit will be charged 5 rupees each. Each unit will be charged 5 rupees. Assuming that the company provides information about used units of each and every employee, answer the following question. Okay. Construct an algorithm represented by a flowchart which may output the telephone bills of an employee. Clearly state the assumption, if any made. So here what we have is a set of instructions that should be uh, used to generate a bill. Okay, set of instructions used to generate a bill. So the scenario is this. This the first 100 units is free. Okay, first 100 units is free. Then for the first 100 units, even though it is free, the rental of 320 is taken. Okay, and it charges 2.75 to each unit for the next 50 units. Okay, every additional unit, anything other than that, will be charged 5 rupees each. Okay, so assuming that the company provides information, you have to draw a flow chart for this. Okay. So first we will write down the scenario and see how we can go about doing this. I will use paint for this. Paint chart. Okay. Okay. First I will write a pseudo code for this. Begin. Begin. Okay. Now we have the bill. Okay, I mean the units. So the units are provided by the company, so I will use it as an input. Okay, you input the units. Now that you have the number of units that is being used, we are going to waive off the first 100 units. Okay, even if you use it or not, the first 100 units, 320 will be charged. Okay, so I will have a variable called charge. Okay, at the beginning, we have not charged anything, it is 0. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, now that I have the unit, I'm going to say if units is greater than 100, then what should you do? Now, first 100 may free then. So, if the units that they have consumed is greater than 100, what you are going to say is reduce 100 from the units. Units is equal to already existing units minus 100. So now you can charge for the rest. Okay, first 100 we are not charging. The rest of the units will be taken here and you are going to charge for that. How much are we charging? 2.75. Now anyway, the charges will be not 0, let's take 320. Even if you use it or not, 320 will be used next. Okay. Now, if the units are greater than 100, you reduce 100 from there. Okay. Then, again, what you do, you check if the new unit is greater than how many? Another 50, right? We can use. Yeah, for the next 50 units. Is greater than 50 means, okay, if it is greater than 50, you reduce another 50 from the unit. Okay, you reduce another 50 from the amount. Okay, so now you can charge the balance amount of 5 rupees each if it is greater than 50. Okay, if this was not greater than 50, if this was not greater than 50, else what? They are going to charge 50 each. So, sorry, 2.75 each. Let's say charge equals already existing charge plus units into 2.7. So the next 15 is 2.75 again. Okay. And right. Okay. Now you are going to add a charge for this. Charge equals charge plus 50 into 2.75 plus units into 5. Okay. And now we are going to write the else part for the first step that we started here. Okay. And say charge equals charge plus 0. Then, so this is going to be your program. Okay. So what is happening in this program is this. You start the program. Okay. Start the program. You input the units. Automatically the charge 320 will be charged. Basic charge is there. If the units are greater than 100, you reduce 100 from that, and the balance will be the additional amount he has used. Now the units equals how much extra he has used. Again, you come and check whether that extra is more than 50. If it is more than 50, we have to see whether it is charging more than he has obtained the 5 rupee units. How many 5 rupee units he has obtained? He has used. We have to calculate. So that we will reduce 50 from the units and calculate the charge as 320 plus 5 into 50 into 2.75 plus the number of units into 5. If that is not true, if it is less than 50, we just add the number of units used into 2.75 only and get the charge. If that is also not true, if it is not greater than 100, then we charge only 0. We don't charge additional. Only 320 we charge. Okay. In the class, we are going to print the chart. Now that I have given you the pseudo code, can you all draw the flowchart for this and show me? Can you all draw the flowchart for this and show me? I'll give you 10 minutes. 9:59, 10:10. I want this. Okay. Give me the flowchart for this. Then
Okay,
conversion. Okay. So the begin or the start will be here.
Sir, can't we stop this recording and progress thing?
That sound.
Yeah, sir.
And it's annoying, right? When you are wearing the headphones, it's annoying.
Oh, the Kannada kaya
Okay, so now we have the symbol for that. Okay. After you start, we are having two things. One input is there, and we are saying the charge is 320. So we are going to input the units. Let's say input units. Somewhere. So I'll be using a parallelism for that. Then charge equals 320. Say charge the process equal sign of the phenomena. The process. So 320 rupees the normal charge. So Naveen, I was going to talk about your flow chart.
sir.
Line speaker thing arrow speaker.
Sir? Yes.
We need the arrows. We should
Yes.
know where it is going, right?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. So if there's an if condition, may if we can, so I will write the if condition. What is the condition? Units are greater than 100. So I'm going to check if the units are greater than 100. Units greater than 100. The question. Oops, the question. I'm going to ask a question there. So the question will be coming in a diamond. Write this in a diamond here. Now this has a yes and a no. All these things are happening if this answer is yes. That means after the then all these things, this part is going to happen inside the yes part. So I will write the yes part in this side. Okay. So if this was yes, what is happening is the first thing that we are doing is we are going to say the units equals units minus 100. Okay. So it's a process. Units equals units minus 100. Okay. So we are going to reduce the 100 units there. It's a process. Okay, all these are happening when this becomes yes, when the answer becomes yes. Let's see why. After that, what are we doing? We are going to start another if condition. If units are greater than 50, we are going to check again. If units are greater than 50, can I write it down? Units are greater than 50. Question mark. Another question is being asked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into a diamond here. Right, so units are greater than 50. I'm going to ask this question here, this one, this line. If this was yes, I would say units equals units minus 50. Okay, equals units minus 50. And that is going to come in a process. This happens when this becomes yes. Still doing the yes part. Okay. And I would say the charge is charge plus 15 to 2.75 plus units into 5.00. So the big equation though. So let's try to start from here. Say charge equals charge plus 50 into 2.75, write it as close as possible, plus units into 5.00. Come in the back. Right. Put that also that is the maximum I can do. So you all can write it down properly, right? So that also is going to come in a process box. Okay. Now, if this question, that is units greater than 50, if this question was no, we come to the else part. That is the no part of this. Okay, no part of this, n part of this. It's going to say, a little bit closer because we need to congest everything and write this down. Charge equals charge plus units into 2.75. So I would say charge equals charge plus units into 2.75. So that. So I will put that in a process flow. And this is what happens when this becomes null. End it. End it means this if is going to meet. Right? Then else. That is the else of this. That is the no part of this condition. No part of this condition says charge equals charge plus 0. So we are just going to say charge equals charge plus 0, which is a process again. Okay, then end if everything ends, and at last we'll be writing print the charge. Then say output charge that we are going to write in a and then end your program. Now we have to draw the line. Okay. I will draw the lines in black. This comes here. I draw the arrows later. Comes here. This will come here. This will lead to this. This will lead to okay. Then the yes and no part of it. And again from here it will come here. You have a no part. And this will have a yes part as well. Okay. Now, in all these three, if you see, I'm calculating the charge, I'm calculating the charge, I'm calculating the charge. So, after calculating the charge, you are going to print it. So, all this will come to my output, which is actually the end if of all the if conditions. That means all the if conditions are meeting together at the next instruction. Okay. 1 second. We got that. Balwali actually. Okay, so we came here because all these if conditions are pending, they all meet in one place. Okay, print the chart and output. After that, you end your program. So this is how your flowchart should look like for the pseudocode here. Is that clear? Come here.
Yes, sir, clear.
You can copy this down and take a break. Okay. And we will do the Python part after you come back. I hope all three of you will come back. Will you clear there? Okay, I keep this shared. Okay. So after you finish, you can take a break and now it's 10:40 by 11. You come back. After that,
Okay, sir.
you can do the Python part of it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So units is a variable and I'm going to take an integer input. For that, I would say, please enter the number of units. Okay, so that will be the units and we say the cost or the charge, right? Charge is equal to 320.00 because this is a real amount that we are dealing with. Okay. Now, after you input the units, what you're going to do is if units is greater than 100, that is what we are going to check first. Okay, what you have to do, and else part is also there. Okay. So what are we going to do when if the units are greater than 100? You say units equals units minus units equals to units minus 100. Then you check if this units is greater than 50. If this is also true, if this is true, you say units equals units minus 50. If this is not true, you say charge is equal to already given charge plus units into 2.75. Okay, if this was 100, I mean like more than 50, charge will be, charge will be equal to the already given charge, that is 320 plus that is already 50 taken, 50 into 2.75, and the number of units now that we have units into 5.00. Okay, so this is these are the parts that is there in the first if condition. Then if this is not greater than 100, you will say charge equals charge plus 0. Then you print charge. That's it. So let's run this and see. You all do the calculations and tell me if I input 175 as the unit, what should I get as the answer? First standard is free. 75k, 50 into 2.75, how much? 50 into 2.75 plus 5 into 25. Can someone calculate and tell me the answer?
137.5, sir. 50 into 2.75.
50 into 2.75 is 137.5. Add 25 into 5 to that.
One is 62.5, sir. 62.5.
I'm getting 582.5. Ooh. Why? Plus 320, Dan Brand?
$582.5.
So that is correct. That is working. We'll try to run it again with another value. If it was like only 90 units, he was did I type 90 somewhere? If he's trying to do only 90 units, so only 320 will be charged, no additional charges, less than 100. Ne?
Mm.
Then let's say 120, not greater than 150. So 120 wage them 20 into 2.75 is how much? 275.
55. sir.
Huh?
55.
55. So 55 plus 320.
375.
Hmm?
375.
375. Okay. So we are, ouch, we are getting the answers correctly. So this code works according to the scenario that we are given. All right. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
sir.
All right. Just copy this down. Or type it in your PyCharm if you can. Oh, this backache is killing me.